Hello students, welcome back. Previous video lo manam different types of solids gurinchi discuss cheskunnam. So dantlo solids are mainly classified into two types. One is crystalline solids, other one is amorphous solids. So aithe ee solid state అనేటువంటి లెసన్ లో మనం ఓన్లీ crystalline solids గురించి మాత్రమే డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో అలాంటి crystalline solids classification. So classification of crystalline solids. ఈ crystalline solids ni mainly classified into several types depending upon the nature of the substance. So ikkada manaki crystalline solids mainly classified into four types. One is molecular solids, and the second one is ionic solids, and third one covalent solids, and the fourth one is metallic solids. So ఈ విధంగా మనకి crystalline solids are again classified into four types: molecular solids, ionic, covalent, and metallic solids. So అయితే these molecular solids are further classified into several types. So depending upon the nature, so these are classified into non-polar molecular solids, and second one polar molecular solids, and third one is hydrogen bonded molecular solids. So the three types of molecular solids. So molecular solids means generally these solids contains molecules. So the molecules may be non-polar molecules or polar molecules or hydrogen bonded molecules. So non-polar molecules, if the molecules are non-polar, then the solid is said to be non-polar molecular solid. So generally chlorine, H2, hydrogen, and any noble gas elements. Noble gas elements exist in atomic state only, like helium, neon, like that. So all these are the non-polar substances. If you take carbon tetrachloride, CCl4, it is also non-polar molecule. So all these exhibits non-polarity. That means there is no polarity in the molecules. So such type of solids are called as non-polar molecular solid. And what are the types of bonds present in these non-polar molecular solids? So previously in our first year syllabus, we come across with different types of intermolecular forces in case of solid state, in case of states of matter. So states of matter lo manam ee different types of intermolecular forces gurinchi discuss cheskunnam. So dantlo Landon forces and ionic, polar, that means dipole, induced dipole, like that. So ikkada manaki Landon dispersion forces arises in case of non-polar molecular solids. So non-polar molecular solids lo Landon forces are also called as dispersion forces. So atvanti Landon forces leda dispersion forces untai, these are the weak forces. So atvanti weak forces untai non-polar molecular solids lo. And next one is polar molecular solids. So in case of polar molecular solids, the molecular solids exhibit some polarity, like HCl. HCl exhibits polarity, and H2S also exhibits some polarity. So these molecular solids comes under the class of polar molecular solids. So in case of polar molecular solids, what are the types of bonds? So there exists some dipole interaction. Since it is a polar molecule, it exhibits some polarity. So here the hydrogen exhibits partial positive charge and chlorine exhibits partial negative charge. So that's why there exists some dipole interaction in case of polar molecular solids. So all polar molecules comes under the class of these polar molecular solids. Okay, and next one is hydrogen bonded molecular solids. So in case of hydrogen bonded molecular solids lo manaki khachithanga there exists some hydrogen bond. Suppose if you take ice, so in solid state it has the formula H2O. This is called ice in solid state. So in case of ice, there exist some hydrogen bonds. Or if you take HF, hydrogen fluoride. So these are comes under the class of hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Okay. And next one, ionic solids. So in case of ionic solids, there exists some ionic bond between the molecules. So suppose if you take any ionic molecule, for example sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is an ionic solid. So this ionic solid, in this ionic solid there exists some ionic bonds. So ionic bond అనేది exist అవుతుంది. So ionic bond means which is formed by transfer of electrons. And next one is magnesium oxide, MgO. It is also ionic solid. So in ionic solids, there exist certain ionic bonds between the molecules. So those are called ionic solids. And in case of covalent solids, so there exists some covalent bond between the molecules. So all covalent molecules comes under the class of covalent solids. So these covalent solids are also called as network, polymer network. There exists some polymer network. So that's why these are called network solids also. These are called network solids. So diamond, carbon is nothing but it may be diamond or graphite. So carbon, so if it is a diamond, it is a covalent solid. And also graphite, it is also a covalent solid. So diamond and graphite are the best examples of covalent solids. So these exist in networking system. So that means many number of atoms join together to form a polymer. So like that. So these are the covalent solids. And some more examples are aluminum nitride. So this is also a covalent solid. Aluminum nitride, AlN. So in aluminum nitride, aluminum exhibits +3, Al +3, and nitrogen exhibits -3 oxidation states. So most important point, remember this. So in case of nitrides, nitrogen exhibits -3 oxidation state. This is called aluminum nitride. Aluminum nitride, TRIDE. So in case of nitrides, nitrogen exhibits -3 oxidation state. So that is aluminum nitride. And next one is the best example is silica, SiC. This is called silicon carbide. Silicon carbide. So this is also one of the covalent solid. Silicon carbide. SiC is called silicon carbide. Okay, carbide. Silicon carbide. BID. CARBIDE. Carbide. Okay. And next one is metallic solids. So in case of metallic solids, there exists some metallic bond. So mostly all metals exhibits this type of metallic bond, like copper, iron, gold, like all these, silver. So all these comes under the class of metallic solids. So what are the types of bonds present in the metallic solids? Suppose if you take any metal sheet. So this is a metal sheet. Generally metals are electropositive elements. Electropositive elements means they have a tendency of losing electrons. So all metal atoms have a tendency of losing electrons. So a metal sheet consists of many number of metal atoms, just like this. And all metal atoms have a tendency of losing electrons. By losing electron, it becomes positive species, and the lost electron itself present in the crystal. Electron loss అయింది, ఆ లాస్ అయినటువంటి ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఇన్సైడ్ ది క్రిస్టల్ ఉంది అలాగా. Again this also loses one electron, and the last electron is present inside the crystal. సో ఈ విధంగా అన్ని మెటల్ ఆటమ్స్ కూడా ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ లాస్ అయితే M+ అయాన్స్ ని ఫామ్ చేస్తాయి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అనేవి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. So those number of electrons are present as a sea of mobile electrons. Sea of mobile electrons. So కదిలేటటువంటి ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ యొక్క C గా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారు వాటిని. And M+ is called kernel. M+ is called kernel. So kernel means a positive species. Positive charged metal ion is called kernel. So in this way, a kernel is situated in the sea of mobile electrons. అంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ మధ్యలో ఒక కెర్నల్ అనేది ఉంది అని చెప్తాడు. అండ్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఏ సింపుల్ ఎలక్ట్రోస్టాటిక్ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ బిట్వీన్ కెర్నల్ అండ్ ది ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్. ఈ కెర్నల్ కి ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ కి మధ్య సర్టెన్ ఎలక్ట్రోస్టాటిక్ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి దీస్ మెటల్స్ ఆర్ హైలీ స్ట్రాంగ్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్, దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఎనీ డైరెక్షనల్ బాండ్. ఈ రెండింటికి మధ్య ఒక ఫిక్స్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ అనేది ఏది ఉండదు. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ నాన్ డైరెక్షనల్ బాండ్. నాన్ డైరెక్షనల్ బాండ్ కాబట్టి ఇట్ కెన్ బి ఈజీలీ మెలిబుల్ అండ్ డక్టైల్. సో మెటల్స్ ని ఈజీగా మెలిబుల్ చేయగలం, అలాగే డక్టైల్ చేయగలం. అంటే మెలిబిలిటీ మీన్స్ విచ్ కెన్ బి డ్రాన్ ఇంటూ థిన్ షీట్స్, అంటే పలుచని రేకులుగా తయారు చేయడాన్ని మెలిబుల్ ప్రాపర్టీ అంటాం. అలాగే సన్నని వైర్లుగా తయారు చేయడాన్ని డక్టైల్ ప్రాపర్టీ అంటాం. సో ఇట్ కెన్ మెలిబుల్ అండ్ డక్టైల్ డ్యూ టు నాన్ డైరెక్షనల్ బాండ్స్. సో ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫిక్స్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లేదు కాబట్టి దీన్ని మనం హ్యామర్ తో కొట్టి, సుత్తితో కొట్టి కొన్ని రేకులుగా, పలుచని రేకులుగా గనక తయారు చేయొచ్చు. ఎందుకు అంటే ఇక్కడ బాండ్ అనేది ఫిక్స్డ్ గా లేదు కాబట్టి. Okay, so due to non-directional bond between metal kernel and the electron, it can malleable and ductile. So most malleable metal ఏది అంటే ఎంటైర్ పీరియాడిక్ టేబుల్ లో మనకి గోల్డ్. గోల్డ్ అనేది మోస్ట్ malleable metal for the entire periodic table. That's why we can prepare so many ornaments with the gold symbol arm. So this is about the classification of crystalline solids. Okay, I hope you like this video, and if you have any further doubts, please comment on the comment box. Thank you.